Are you in an interview and wondering what critical questions to ask the hiring manager? Well, you're in luck because in this video, we'll be sharing 10 questions that can help you out. During an interview, it's important to ask the hiring manager questions to show your engagement and curiosity about the job. Additionally, it's an opportunity to screen them and ensure the job is a good fit for you. So, stick around to learn more about the questions you should be asking your hiring manager during an interview. We want to give you some ideas and questions you can ask your interviewer during the interviewing process. It's essential to screen the company just as much as they're interviewing you. It's not supposed to be a one-way street, and the best candidates are those who make recruiters feel like they're being interviewed. So, we want to get you into a more assertive mindset when you go into an interview. In this video, we'll share a few ideas on what you can ask in the interview. Keep in mind that these are just suggestions, and you can select the ones that are most relevant to you. When the interviewer asks if you have any questions, you can ask the most pertinent ones, and it'll show your engagement. If you're interested in more videos on how to land your dream job, make sure to hit the subscribe button. The first question should be, why is this position open? This will give you valuable insight into the department's dynamics that you're walking into. If the previous employee got terminated, laid off, or quit, it can give you an idea of what's happening behind the scenes, and you can ask further questions about it. For example, if they quit, you can ask why they did it and what kind of work they were doing. This information can help you determine if the job is right for you. If the previous employee got terminated, ask why they were unsuccessful in the job. These are all data points that you can gather to make an informed decision. If the position is an added headcount, it's a good sign that the company is growing. The second question to ask your hiring manager is, what is your vision for this role? By asking this, you'll learn about their long-term goals for the position and why it was created. If you ask this question early on in the interview, it can work to your advantage. You will be able to tailor your answers throughout the rest of the interview to match the reasons why they created a position in the first place. Next, ask the hiring manager about their weaknesses by inquiring about the department's weak points. You can ask, what's one weakness that your department currently has? If you want, you can also ask them about their strengths. This line of questioning will give you an idea of where you could fit in and if your skill set aligns with their needs. The next question builds on the previous one, and it puts the focus back on the interviewer. You can ask, how can this role help address the department's weaknesses or enhance its strengths? Listen to their answer and assess if it aligns with your skills and goals. It's essential to ensure that the job expectations are reasonable. So you can ask, how do you define success in the first 30, 60, and 90 days? This will help you understand what they expect from you in the short term. If you feel that the hiring manager's expectations are unrealistic, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. It's better to address these issues early on to avoid misunderstandings later. By asking these questions, you'll be able to determine if the company culture is a good fit for you. It's important to avoid unrealistic expectations since it can lead to frustration and disappointment. Next off, this question assumes that someone was previously in the role, maybe promoted or moved on to bigger and better things. You can ask the hiring manager, what made that person so successful in this role? Listening closely to the answer will give you an idea of what you would need to do to also be successful. Take mental notes, and if you land the offer, you've already got a roadmap for success and how you can duplicate what they did. If you're looking to climb the career ladder, the next question is important. Where do you see potential growth opportunities in the long term? It's reasonable to want to know what your long-term career path could be. So it's a good idea to ask the hiring manager about their long-term vision for the role. Just be careful to show plenty of interest in the role you're actually interviewing for and not come across as solely focused on advancement. The next question is all about vetting your potential boss, which is something you absolutely should do. You need to know if their leadership style aligns with yours and if this could be a long-term fit. Ask directly. How would you describe your leadership style? Or you could ask a fun spin-off question. If I were to ask your direct reports to describe you as a leader, what do you think they would say? This gives you a chance to see if the hiring manager is self-aware, and while they might not admit to being a bad boss, it's still interesting to hear their perspective. It's always good to understand the type of boss you'll be working for and whether it's a good fit for your career. Many times, they may not even have thought of their leadership style. So this is a great opportunity to gain insight insight into their management approach. The final questions are crucial because they're about the organization's strategy. You don't want to join an organization without any strategic direction or a direction that you don't believe in, and you need to know if there's stability in the position. Therefore, it's recommended that you do some research beforehand and know who their biggest competitors are. If their competitors have new technology, ask the hiring manager how they plan to address it. Or, now I noticed that one of your competitors came out with a really intriguing new product, process, or idea. How is this company planning to address that and stay in front of the market? Any reputable company should already be aware of what their competitors are doing and have some idea of their strategic direction. If they don't, it's a red flag. Finally, a fun but strategic question to ask is, what's the one concern that keeps you up at night, whether it's in your department or with the company? Listening to their answer will give you valuable insight into what's happening behind the scenes. So, those are some ideas for questions to ask the hiring manager during your interview. And don't forget, you should ask questions throughout the interview, not just at the end when the interviewer asks if you have any questions. Engaging with the interviewer during the interview will make it more of a conversation, and that's the best way to make a good impression. If you want more tips on acing your interview, be sure to check out our video on how to make a great first impression in your job interview. Keep in mind that getting interviews means you're on the right track, so keep it up, and we'll help you get across that finish line. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.